Hello everyone, welcome back. This is TechMan. Thank you for joining me today. Today's video is going to be about the Gold River project and how to get into our first bunker, plus some other loot that you should know. So eventually, while exploring on the central island over there, you're going to find that there's a whole lot of nothing, and that's because the game is designed to have a bunch of points of interest outside of that starter zone. Here you're going to start interacting with a lot of different mysteries as well as points of interest, but one of them that you're going to find on the main central island is a clue. Now this clue, you don't have to actually pick it up, but it does help. It's going to be a map. So Camp Sunshine is your first directive when you start the game and you get through the tutorial. Effectively, this side of the river is the same side of the river that you spawn on north. So all you have to do is head south. You're going to hit the Eagle Ridge camp. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and find your way into Camp Sunshine. Camp Sunshine is going to require a camp master key. That master key is located to the south and around this location by the greenhouses that are here. You're going to find a little box inside of the shed, and that is going to have the camp master key. You can find a bow and arrows at the camp master lodges, and of course backpacks, shoes, all kinds of other stuff to eat and drink. And then you can find your way south so that you can cross the road here and get to Fayence Trail. Fayence Trail, you can just follow it, and then effectively you're going to end up here, in which I am camped right above the bunker. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get down to the building, because there are quite a number of puzzles inside of these bunkers that you need to figure out. And one of the hardest ones to figure out is exactly how to get in from the lobby. So as you note here, this is a way to go ahead and shut down, which I haven't figured out quite yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll get around to it. But you can effectively find a note inside that tells you some more information about that port, and basically PS2, which are plug and play ports. You can pretty much insert some sort of technical device to shut down the entire grid. But for now, we're going to go inside and check on everything else. So keep in mind, when you close these doors, you may be apt to float in the water because this is going to descend below the water level that's actually on the map itself. And if that happens, just reload. But what we're going to do in here is you have the opportunity to go ahead and collect a number of different items to the first puzzle, which is right down here. And this one is an audio puzzle. Yes, there are audio puzzles that you need to listen to for certain cues. Now your first hint is going to be here on this little page. If you zoom in on it, it says, "Gone to flip the intercom, be right back." You can interact with the intercom, and once in a while you're going to hear this dip out, and it's going to press a certain tone pattern. That tone pattern you're going to have to match up with this, but since you're watching this video, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the code. It is 4565. We enter that. This opens up our first door, but that's how you figure out that puzzle, because in case you get beyond this and you find some more audio puzzles, that's pretty much how you complete them. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go down south. We're going to go through this gate, and there's a whole lot of stuff that you got to do here. But the first most important thing that we need to do, we're going to run into a bunch of purple locks. As you can see there, another one here, and of course you can go ahead and get your information on that device up top. I can't for the life of me figure out how to shut down this substation. I did come across this emergency override system on the wall outside of the entrance. No idea how to interact with it, but I did notice there are two exposed PS2 ports. So PS2 ports are peripheral cables that you can use to jack into. So that indicates some sort of device that you can go ahead and plug into that in order to go ahead and take down this station. But we don't have that device, so that's just information. What we need to go and do is we need to put on our suit here, and this is going to protect us from the extreme heat found in this room. As you can see there, they have an open gaping wound to Mother Earth. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down into that area. So once we get across here, and it's a number of ladders, and of course there's all kinds of other mysteries that happen. But effectively what we're doing here is we're going to get a key. And that key is going to be the purple lock key that we need. Let's go ahead and slide down in here. Open this up. And it starts looking like Sons of the Forest. A whole lot. There's skulls all over the place. Some sort of secret society of worship, but we don't care about that. What we care about here is the key. It is found right here on this desktop, as well as a note. Basically, this is alluding for you to go ahead and take a look into the lock station that has, and look at that, we found some more pants. They're very good for storage. Now we're just gonna take the flashlight for trading. But as you can see here, I got a bunch of pants that you can use for storage, just so that you're aware. Anyway, we're gonna make our way back up and effectively take off this suit so that we're not stuck in third-person mode all the time. Okay, so we made our way up top. Let's go ahead and take the suit off. You can go ahead and right-click and drop it. And that'll allow you to place the suit right there. What we can do now is we can take this key and go up over here. We can unlock this, and we have a bunch of information here. We have two kiosks. Kiosk A and Kiosk B. Kiosk A is going to require its own way to solve it. And we do that by actually going up top. We have to unlock both these gates. Keep in mind there are going to be security cameras that are going to be monitoring with those green lights. If they catch you in the green light, you're going to get knocked out. All of your stuff is going to get taken away, and you're going to get thrown into a holding pen far from this place. Keep that in mind. So that's why it's important for you to go ahead and make that save point up top so that you can save and come down and attempt this, because you will get caught, because these cameras are janky. So effectively what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and activate the crane. The crane is going to go ahead and position itself, in which we can use it as a transfer. You're going to have to use this crane to do another thing, but since I already got the code here, I'm going to go ahead and share it with y'all on screen. But just for the purpose of getting some of these items over here, we can jump in there, run on down, and as you can see those patrolling cameras down there, we don't want to get caught in those. But what we can do is we can come over here, we can get our clue, we can pick up all the flashlights because these are going to be tradable items, and of course grab all the pills. Let's put this down here on number 4. Now we can get codes. So your first initial map is going to be here. We are currently right there. There's going to be a piece of the code for Kiosk A right there, Kiosk A right there, Kiosk A, Kiosk A, Kiosk A, and Kiosk A. All of these are for Kiosk A, okay? So with that, we get the items that we need, and I'll go ahead and throw the code on screen now so you know what it is, and we'll throw it on screen again when we get to the kiosk. But effectively, that's how we get the code pieces, and they're in these colored, what are they, containers. So let's go over here, let's get underneath this camera. Yes, you can get underneath the camera. As long as you're not in that range, you should be fine. And now we're going to go ahead and input this code. So this code is C63E22G00.
I75 J48 N91. Once you got that code, hit enter, and then the freight elevator is going to open. Okay, so our next job is to go ahead and check out the freight elevator. This is this location here. We can enter through this door. It's recommended that you pay close attention and have a flashlight available to you. You can use this one to get around, but it doesn't really do you any good. You're going to get another note here, and basically this note is going to tell you, with its very poor resolution here, that there's a code. So you need to look for this code, and there's a number of goodies that you can go ahead and get down here as well. So there's another one of these cameras. We need that key card right there. So we're going to wait for it to pass. We're going to jump off, and we're going to go ahead and grab this card and try not to get busted. And we need to run really quick all the way back up. And since we're safe, we need to go ahead and go through this door. And we'll go in here, and you're going to find a number of things like batteries, compass, some vegetables, some boots. And if you don't have one of these yet, you can find one of these packs, which is the large camping backpack, and that's going to increase your pack space exponentially. But what you're here for is for this code. Now, many of you might have wondered, like, what the heck am I supposed to do down here? You actually need to look at this wall, and that's going to give you the code here. This is for Kiosk B. So now that we have that, we do not have the key card for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up top, and we're going to get that second kiosk activated all the way down and over here. Now we need to enter that code. What was it? 34. Oops. 34. Come on. Messed that up. 34 12 50. Enter. And now the loading bay is open. Alright, there it goes. Alright everybody, since we got the gate open, the loading bay over there, we can run underneath here. We can go ahead and grab this, and this is basically going to tell us what we need to do. So we need to go down here, we need to grab a power shut off over here, but we also have to be cognizant that this is scanning for us. And in the recent patch notes, you'll notice that I'm wearing warm clothing because it got cold. But yeah, the security camera will catch you, but it will not take away your backpack anymore, so that's good, just in case you didn't save. But you still have to run all the way back over here. So let's go ahead and turn this off. And with this, you're going to get the opportunity in a short amount of time to go ahead and run directly over here. Don't fall off. I did. Broke my legs, and yeah, got caught. But you take your UV flashlight, and it'll tell you what terminal it belongs to and the code. And these codes are located all the way around, and you got to keep an eye. So just remember, in case your codes are not the same as mine, and of course I get hung up on the rail, but effectively that'll buy you enough time to go ahead and search, and then you're gonna have to run back down, turn it off, and do the process until you get all 3 terminal codes. I got my codes, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna work for you as well, and I'll go ahead and post them on the screen. But as you can see here, you have to start at terminal 1, then terminal 2, and then lastly terminal 3, which is located right there. Okay, so when that passes, we're going to run all the way down, and we're going to go and crouch at terminal 1. So our terminal 1 is going to be G22A9. And we gotta wait for that to confirm. Okay, now that we got that, we gotta wait for the light to pass because we do not want to screw this up. We're going right over here. So once that does that, we can go run over here, crouch, and we can put in the next code, which is going to be BR70X. Get the confirmation code there. Go over here, QQY2P, enter. Oops, that was not the code. That was too close. And you will get the welcome to Gold River prompt, and that is normal. So let's try this again.
Season change initiated.
There we go.
All will be deactivated in T-minus 30 seconds.
We got the prompt. We successfully turned off the shield. We just gotta wait for the 30 seconds to elapse. Until then, I'm gonna pick up some free stuff from here. And yeah, we'll get going. But I want to remind you guys, I gotta eat. You guys gotta learn something. And let's go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and we'll get on to the next part so that we can actually see this barrier drop so that we can get into the next survival portion of the game. Okay everybody, once you get out of the lab, which is located 257 meters north that way, you're going to be coming down this trail, and of course you're going to run into this log. This log is going to allow you to go ahead and trade specific resources. So if you want to grow potato seeds, what you can do is you can go ahead and get a bed. If you want a protected case, you're going to have to grow all of these things and trade them over here. If you want a splint, you're going to have to trade a cabbage and a carrot, so on and so forth. So these are just some of the tradable items that you can go ahead and trade with this specific camp, which is located back here. And of course, there are no NPCs currently stationed over there, but this is one of the ways to go ahead and start the trade. As you can see here, we have a note. Let me go ahead and inspect this. We've moved on. Only a shell of our home is left. If you wish to trade with us, use this compassion box at your feet. These are the items we are willing to trade for now. Gain our trust, and perhaps we might have more on the menu in the future. If you are moving on, good luck. You are going to need it. Sincerely, Dina, future mother. So, with that, we have the ability to go ahead and trade some of the items for stuff like the blue keycard over here, which takes a great pie. And of course, if you haven't found a fishing rod yet and you found a hemostatic, you can trade it over here. So, with that guys, this is where you find that, and we're enjoying the fall scenery. Alright everybody, as you can see, we're all the way over here at this watchtower. This is directly across the main island which you spawn at. 665 meters away is the video that I showed you where the loot cave is at. You can go ahead and loot that for heavier weighted gear. That means that the loot in there is going to be weighted towards more of the ammunition and gear types that you're looking for. Also, if you can see it right there, there is Camp Charlie. That tower also has a crate which you can get a large backpack at. I did not find that one in my last playthrough, but I am telling you about it now. And of course, we are over here in the watchtower. You can see all the trees starting to turn browns and golds and yellows. And of course, that is your main starting point at the Eagle Ridge campground over there. So you start on the back of this island, and just right across, we are over here in the watchtower. The fence is on this side. So now we can go down there and check it out and see that it is actually down with the season change. Okay everybody, we are over here at the gate. In case you get busted over there inside of the bunker, you're gonna get spit out over here at this little jail where the message loops over and over about not going into restricted areas.
Please don't enter restricted areas.
And right down here is the fence. Normally it's going to be a hexagonal pattern that's going to keep you out. If you touch it, you're going to burn yourself. But since we solved the puzzle and effectively changed the season, up this way is where the tower is. I would highly recommend you avoid crossing this ridge and enter from the south where the tower is at, because there is a pack of wolves that spawns up here and they will maul you to death. So make sure you keep that in mind. But as you can see here, the wall is down. We can go ahead and cross this and start exploring down on in here, in which we can follow these rails, probably find some cool stuff. But it looks like this tunnel keeps going, and thankfully for us, we have a flashlight. So with that, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you out. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we shall see you all in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.